What's up, gang? So today we're going to go over something kind of near and dear to my heart. As you can tell, we've got some options here on the table. Plate carrier, load-bearing equipment, split front zipper type, a chest rig, solid, and then another version of load-bearing equipment. This is known as a flick with pouches direct attached to it. So we're kind of going to go over setting up your gear here. So first off, some units do not allow you to set up your own kit. If they want ammunition up here and they want your IFAK on your first aid kit on your firing side, non-firing side, whatever, and that's what they want, that's what's approved, their world comes to a screeching halt if everyone doesn't look the same. You have to do it. No choice. Now, if you have the opportunity, you should to set up your own gear because you're in a different unit, a unit that doesn't have a standard operating procedure for how it's set up. Do what makes sense to you, right? You should be able to access whatever you need quickly, but also move in any expected way. So pretty commonly you see pouches direct attached to the front of things. That's cool, but it shouldn't be anything thicker than a magazine pouch with a single magazine in it. So like the 3 magazine triple shingle or triple magazine single, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, thing that CIF issues you. It's a big shingle with 1, 2, 3 magazines on it, holds 1 in each slot. Then you should put that up there. Now, if you want to use the double magazine pouches that you're issued like that, you should consider putting them on the side or somewhere that's not going to impede you going prone and getting as low as you can. Because if you want to go prone, or if you need to go prone, you want to get low as you can. So that's one method. You can direct attach things to your IOTV. I don't have an IOTV, so I'm using my plate carrier. The fundamentals are the same. It should not get in the way and it should work well with your gear. If you wear a radio over here, it should not interfere with anything you wear on your belt. So if you wear a battle belt or a pistol on your belt, your radio should not interfere with your ability to get to your pistol. I don't like mounting anything on my right side. I prefer to stay slick so that nothing gets in the way of me getting to my sidearm. It's a matter of personal choice though, okay? So next up, you've got your load-bearing stuff. Some units will allow you to buy your own. I bought my own. I thought I found a tag earlier, but it might be inside one of the pockets. So this is a London Bridge Trading Company split front zipper chest rig. So you've got an integrated map pocket on each side. Magazine pouches, I've gone over it before. There's storage for 8 magazines total. Pistol magazines. I have a tourniquet attached to it. Shot shells and medical. This is kind of a utility pouch. These are grenade pouches right here. And then it's got stowage for a radio. As my last job was as an operations sergeant, but even as an NCO, you're going to be responsible for hauling comms around with you. I like this because you can slip it in, slip it out, route the antenna up a strap, whatever you need to do. Get your kit set and leave it set. So another option is something like this. This is from 511, and it's got integrated magazine stowage. There's a little, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but there's a little elastic strap that can be tightened or loosened right there. That runs through it to allow you to retain magazines, or just as a point of reference, I attached these shock cord things that it comes with. You can do that. So noise discipline is pretty key no matter what method you use. So I would, on something like this that has Velcro topped magazine carriers that the Velcro is going to stick to everything and make noise, you can fold them, tuck them, and stow them, and rely on the elastic to keep your stuff in. I did not like having Velcro flaps over my stuff because, well, it made noise. There's no silent way to open Velcro. Maybe the next prospective millionaire out there, you can think of something. So the next, and this kind of just, you can set it up like an H harness, like what this has. If you imagine, this is a shoulder strap, and that I'm pointing to with my middle finger, sorry guys, on the other side is the shoulder strap, and there is the crossback piece. This is what's known as an H harness. So you can set this one up as an H harness, or you can do it what's called Rhodesian style and crisscross it across your back. This looks like it's set up for Rhodesian. It all depends what works for you. There's going to be a little strap that goes across behind your waist to keep this from doing the worm while you're running. And as evidence, the magazine came out, so. All right, so next you've got what's called your Flick, your fighting load carrier from CIF. This is an older model, as evidenced by it being, well, set up with DCU. So these are examples of issued pouches. This is a former medical pouch, like for a backpack or something. I don't think this is actually an IFAK, an individual first aid kit. Maybe it was, I don't know. I never got issued this. I just like the historical cool factor of having stuff like this, as evidenced by Vietnam Tiger Stripe shorts. So personal choice there. Now this shows up great on camera, so I used it. So these are the issued magazine pouches. They still look like this, except they're going to be closer to that multicam color. So you can set them up with 2 magazines in them. I don't have one preloaded with 2 Magpul magazines, but Magpul magazines will fit in these. You can get 2 in there. Marines, if you're watching, I believe there was a video released a few years ago about how to fix these so that your issued Magpuls will go in them. Long story short is you take a bucket or an ammo can, fill it with water, dunk your pouch, put 2 empty Magpuls in it, and let it dry. Wash, rinse, repeat a couple times. And eventually it'll help it stretch to the point that it will accept 2 of those, because they have slightly bigger dimensions, because they're better built than stamped garbage. So all in all, your gear should be set up in a way that makes sense to you, unless your unit has some SOP, standard operating procedure, forbidding you from doing it. Commanders, first sergeants, I know the Army is big on uniformity. This is one of those times where I would urge you to think outside of the box. Allow your people the freedom to set up their equipment however they need to. You're not going to gain or lose any measurable amount of time if you have to take a quick look at Specialist Snuffleupagus because you need a flare off of his kit or something, and you have to look for it, or ask him, you know, Specialist, where's your pyro, or where's your whatever? Well, it's in a butt pack rigged behind me, hanging off the back of my plate carrier, or IOTV, or in this case, Flick. One of my squad leaders was telling me back in his day, instead of having all the straps from the Camelback, they just take the bladder out, run it in here, route the hose up, and tape it off. You know, the sky's the limit if you have the freedom to do it. Do what works for you, man. Only your life depends on the gear that you're wearing. Because generally speaking, most of the gear that's on you is for saving your life, i.e. your individual first aid kit. You don't use your kit to treat someone else. You use their kit. Their shot, their equipment is used. So that's about all I got to say here about this. If you got questions, comments, would like me to elaborate, please let me know in the comments below. I'm trying to get you guys the best content I can. I'm just starting out as a YouTuber here, and you know, I've got a lot of knowledge from 9 years in, but it's starting to fade because I'm not using it religiously. So, yeah, take care, guys.